That logo music just gets you pumped, right? I'm sorry, I'm excited to be here. It's been a while.
So welcome everybody to Theater Threads. It's your girl Vi, and this is the Deadpool panel discussion. I was actually excited to do this because I've been waiting for this film to come out for so long just to see how they would bring Wolverine back and all the fights and shenanigans they would get into together. So I have two guests with me today. I'm so appreciative to them.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Rich. I'm from Keep in Line Podcast. Kind of on a bit of a hiatus with the podcast right now. I got a kid on the way, and I'm moving to Maryland. But I definitely wanted to make time for Vi to come and discuss Deadpool because the movie was, in my opinion, I really enjoyed it.
So yeah, my name is Ramon Pasante. I run a production company called Colorful Nerds. We create content for clients. I'm also a filmmaker. I have a film called Playing Sam that's going to be releasing on Roku and Peacock in September.
That's what's up.
Oh yeah, that's definitely so. I'm gonna make sure to check that out, and I might even do a review on it. Have you on there and give us?
Yeah. I'll send y'all a link.
Yeah, please.
All right,
do.
perfect.
Yeah.
So first, let's get right into it. The rating system. I usually do bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze it's a one-time watch. Sometimes you are now dumber after having watched it. It's not something you would recommend. You have silver. You may watch it again. It's something you recommend to other people. Something stood out. It wasn't a bore. And then you have gold. Gold is your top tier. You're definitely recommending it. You want more people to see it just so you can talk to them about it. How do you rate Deadpool Wolverine on bronze, silver, and gold?
Ramon, if you want to go first.
Sure. So based on your rating system, I don't want to disappoint y'all. All right. I am going to have to give it a bronze. Not because I love Marvel. I am a die-hard Marvel. I got Wolverine tattoos and the Deadpool toys. But you said a key word is that you felt stupid leaving the film. And you have to understand that the plot in this film made no sense. But the moment you're like asking a question, it's very much like Spider-Man No Way Home, where you're like, but wait a minute. But then Tobey Maguire shows up and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. Or can I say spoilers?
Yes, this is all spoilers. People should have seen the film by now.
All right, so I'm about to ask a question like, but wait a minute. Oh, there's Wesley Snipes. Never mind. Never mind. It's Wesley Snipes. Oh shit. So and listen, I enjoy. I'm gonna see it again today. Because I really did enjoy the fun. But to be perfectly honest, there's nothing about this story. Like it didn't really a lot of things. This was just like yada yada yada, Blade, yada yada yada, Gambit, yada 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 yada, X-23, yada yada yada. And I'm like, all right, and that's how I felt about Spider-Man No Way Home. So, but I enjoyed it. I had fun. But did I walk away a little stupider? And now when we go to movies, we're gonna spend less on writing and less on this. And as long as we have the money to pay these famous actors to just step in and talk to the camera and say, "Hey, it's me," then I'm gonna have to give it a bronze.
I will agree. The plot itself wasn't like the greatest. I will agree. However, for nostalgia purposes, for the fun factor, for the for Wesley Snipes, what's it called? Like for me, I told my girlfriend that I saw all my group, my Marvelites. We call ourselves the Marvelites. We go see all the Marvel movies together. And I told my girlfriend, if it's good enough, we'll go back to the movie theater. I enjoyed it enough that I would go back and see it. It was a very long movie. The plot, I would say a lot of this whole TVA and time continuum thing doesn't necessarily make sense. And going back in time in any movie and messing with time, to me, any movie that messes with time and the universes never really makes too much sense to me in the first place. From Butterfly Effect to now, like everything is always kind of off. I will say that in my opinion. However, I give it a gold because it's just such a fun movie. And it's been a while since there was a Marvel movie. I think the last Marvel movie I really enjoyed was Thor Ragnarok. That where I was like, oh my god, this is so fun, like so entertaining. I will have to agree 100% when you do mention the plot that it's like they are throwing in cameos and all that stuff. But I think the movie was more from the start of the movie. It's more of a fun movie, more of a joke movie. Like he starts talking about doing the bye dance, how he's killing the TVA officers and all that. Like sometimes it's like, you know what? Let me put my stupid helmet on right now and just have fun. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it felt like. You know what I mean? One out of your rating system, you said it is something that you'd want people to see to talk about. I do want people to see it. I do want to talk about it. So that's why I'm giving it a gold.
I'm giving it a silver. However, it's a gold on the cameos because that meant something to me to see Blade again, especially knowing, if you think about it, he's the godfather of Marvel.
Yes,
because he's the one, his movie Blade is what made studios realize, hey, people really might be into comic book films again. And then that's what brought Iron Man, which then was the catalyst to what we have today as far as phase 1. But it was dope to see him, and even a little shade that he gave to Mahershala Ali. Respectfully, he's the only Blade. He will only and always be the only Blade. I thought it was shade, but at the same time, isn't there some kind of a dispute with the new Blade film? Like they're going back and forth with the studio?
The first director handed in the script, and Mahershala Ali hated it, and they fired the guy. And so it's been, it seems like, I'm not trying to but listen, good on him to be like, what is this shit? I'm not, you know, like he's clearly has a vision, all right? And I'm glad that they're giving him some autonomy. And what he, you know, like I think that's the new Hollywood, right? Ryan Reynolds co-wrote Deadpool. And I think that Mahershala Ali has some high expectations. And he's like, look, you know, I need something that's going to be of good quality. And if you really think about it, when they were writing this script, this is when the bad phase of Marvel was going on. And he's like, and he's seeing these films failing or like kind of like getting lukewarm at the time. And he's probably like, his, you know, anxiety's like, dude, what is this? This ain't it yet. So I think, and I'm glad that Marvel's now taking a step back. I'm glad that they're letting Deadpool breathe for the year, and then next year we're gonna get, you know, some new films. And I think time to develop ideas and make them stronger is always a better idea versus just rushing a film out there just to have it out there. You know what I mean?
I agree. And if Green Lantern and X-Men Origins, Wolverine's Deadpool, that should show you, like, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all.
I would say that from what I knew, that like the movie was tied up. At first, I had heard Mahershala Ali was going to be removed from the film or whatnot, which is why I kind of thought that whole shade that Wesley Snipes said in the movie or whatnot. I took it as shade, but I also took it as he's trying to say, I'm the original, I'm the one, you know what I mean? Especially since they didn't use Mahershala to play the role in it, kind of like how they like they'll do cameos of the new people that's gonna be playing the role. They didn't do that. They use Wesley Snipes and whatnot. So I understand the whole shade thing. I am excited for a Blade movie with Mahershala.
Me too.
I'm very excited for it, and now that you've given some more context to what's going on, I'm kind of happy that he made that decision because we don't want another horrible Marvel movie. Like we don't want to. I know Mobius wasn't Marvel Studios. It was Sony. Really bad, yeah, horrible, exactly, really bad. Doctor Strange. The last Thor movie also dragged out. Yeah, exactly, it dragged out. So it was like. I'm glad that people they're allowing the actors to have some type of say in the script and whatnot, and how the production of the movie is going to be. Because, yeah, I will say though, on another note, in regards to Deadpool, the one part that I really did not care for too much was all the Deadpools fighting the Deadpools. To me, it was just like, it became a mess at that point.
It made no sense.
Yeah,
I would say the best way they could have did it. Because the best Marvel movie right now to me are those Miles Morales movies. The way they did it into the Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse.
where they had all the different spiders after him and everything like that, that worked a lot better than the way they did this Deadpool thing. And I hope that doesn't become a new thing in every movie where they make you fight all the different universes. Like, I hope that doesn't become like a staple in every movie now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not necessary.
It kind of reminds me of a Zack Snyder film where they have a bunch of really cool ideas, and then and they like, look, we want to do. It seems like they approached it like this, like what Zack Snyder. This is what Zack Snyder does. You know, man, I really want to get Wolverine just tearing into a bunch of Deadpools. Okay, let's put that on the to-do list. Okay, and then we also want to see Wolverine ripping Sabretooth's head off. Okay, let's add. We want to add this and this. So it seems like they chose the action scenes first and thought about how we're gonna get there second. And that's very much why Batman v Superman was a failure. Because Batman v Superman, which I enjoyed the action set pieces as a fan. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But it made no sense why they're fighting or why we're getting there. It's because a lot of these directors are like, you know, what's going to get the fans excited? They think like that versus what's the emotional journey of the story and how are we going to get from A, B, C, D, and E? And how, you know, and what can we create from these plot points of fun? And so unfortunately, it's a very corporate way of making films now, you know?
I agree.
So,
I feel like they could take some lessons from, like, as far as action set pieces are great and everything like that, but like a movie that I really enjoyed was like even Monkey Man. Monkey Man was pretty good, but the
Excellent film.
Yeah,
Excellent.
the Raid 2 or the Raid 1, like, action is the focal point of those movies, but they take you to those action set pieces.
There's a narrative.
Yeah,
there's a narrative.
Yeah. So if they did something like that, if they took from those movies, those Marvel movies would be amazing. If they took from that where the narrative leads to those big action scenes, like you're more involved, you care more about it. You know what I mean?
That's why we love Iron Man 1, because it's like we're on a journey with him. He had to escape a cave, so now we get an action scene from the cave. He gets his new suit and he uses it on these terrorists in the Middle East. And it's like, oh, why? All right, so, and it's like, that is narrative. That's a narrative. And
it's like narrative driven.
Right, narrative driven action versus, wouldn't it be cool if we had Superman getting thrown against a safe? How did we get there? Okay, yeah. Let's think about how we're gonna get there.
It's almost like they were flexing their pocketbook at this point. That's what I started getting, like with the cameos, with even the extra CGIs. Like, it could have been more practical as far as, you know, the fight scenes and stuff like that, but they relied heavily on money. I forgot to mention this. The fact that we automatically thought Captain America totally forgot he was the torch until he said flame on. So that caught me by surprise, because I purposefully did not watch any kind of spoilers, any kind of pictures. I wanted to go into this film completely like oblivious. Now to the next point, do you think it was worth the hype?
For fun factor, yes. For fun factor and for the cameos, yes. I would say, like, it's been a while since I had such a good time. Like I said, the last movie we saw was I think Guardians of the Galaxy. As a group, the last one we saw together was Guardians of the Galaxy. And I remember Jerry fell asleep. Jerry fell asleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he fell asleep in that movie. You know what I mean? Like, granted, he has 4 kids, 4 young kids. And so, you know what I mean? So, and so does Jonathan. Jonathan has like 3 young kids as well. So I understand why they fell asleep. But like, I think for the fun factor, for rejuvenating how you feel about Marvel movies, I would say that I would think so. Yeah.
Filmmaking has changed, and it's for a new audience, and it's for an audience that has a lot more distractions around them, and you need more spectacle to get their butts in the seats at a movie theater.
Very true.
So, you know, like, I want you to compare Bad Boys 1 to Bad Boys 4.
I always talk about how bad every Bad Boys sequel has been since the original. I cannot stand them. It's basically spectacle. It's basically seeing them together. I get it. You just want to go to the cookout with them. But the first one was the better film,
Yeah.
point blank and period.
Story
Right.
wise.
And so if you look at Bad Boys 4, the action, the style, very video game, very, you know, in your face. It's for a new audience.
Mm-hmm.
And the new audience needs a lot to want to go to the movies and sit there and not look at their phones.
Yeah.
So this is the evolution of filmmaking now.
It's the microwave attention they call it, or like it's like Mike, it's hot for a second, cold right after. You know what I mean? So it's like people don't. I actually mentioned that at the end of the movie to my boy. I was like, it's been a while since I've seen people in the movie and not pick up their phone, but they're doing so much so fast that you don't want to miss the action set piece that's happening. Like if there's a moment like where they're giving some type of story and just kind of step away from the action a little bit, people automatically be like, this movie was boring. So you're 100% right, Mo.
And it's unfortunate because that's what I actually go to movies for, is the story, the character arc, the build up, how the direction of it. How are you telling me the story? Is it a linear or non-linear format? So, but people only want, like you said, popcorn, something to just keep my attention so I have a reason to look away right after. It's very sad.
It's very sad. That's why I like Monkey Man. Monkey Man had a great story. Or even that movie with what's that movie, American Fiction, I think it's called.
That was an amazing film.
Yeah, but people that movie should do. It did well as far as the film festivals, but like as far as people watching it in person or anything like that, people don't have the attention span to just watch a movie and it's all dialogue driven and there's no action. Like it's a story. You know what I mean? Like people can't watch movies like that anymore.
I saw Longlegs.
And
I did too. You go first.
It was very eerie. And I liked a lot of the choices. Nicolas Cage went Nicolas Cage on us, which is fine. This is what we're signing up for. But the complaints that my friends were saying is, oh man, it just moves so slow, this and that. I'm like, well, I was pretty immersed in it. Did I love it? I was like, no, but this is a solid horror. You know what I mean? And they found different ways to like not be so conventional, which I like. But that's the flip side of being too slow. And I started seeing my friends looking at their phones, and I'm like, damn, man. You know what I mean? So the hard part about filmmaking now is finding that balance between something that's crowd pleasing, but also has that understands to take those emotional beats to build up to exciting moments.
I went into Longlegs with the assumption it was going to be the new age Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
First of all, it wasn't. It definitely had an emotional build up. And you kind of went into the world and slowly felt like you were now a part of it toward the middle of by the second act. But I feel like just because you have Nicolas Cage doesn't mean you should use Nicolas Cage. Does that make sense?
100%. I know exactly.
So that whole scene where he gets his big monologue and all of that, I think that it would have been better to see him less because he was scarier. Like without seeing so much of him, he was eerie. Yeah. He made you guess and wonder more about him than the way.
The moment he started singing "Happy Birthday," I'm like, oh god.
It's on horror. I wanted to ask you guys about the movie Smile. You guys remember that movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
A great movie. That's a good movie.
Yeah. That's a horror. It's been a while since a horror movie kind of had me like, this is so eerie and creepy, like, you know what I mean? And that movie, it did it. My girlfriend just seeing like a scene in it was like, I don't want to watch this. Like she doesn't like horror movies. And that movie that's a very well made horror movie in my opinion.
Yeah. How about Talk to Me?
Huh? Talk to Me. That I only watched half of it because the website I was using cut out. But I never went back yet.
How did you feel about Talk to Me?
So I felt Talk to Me was good. It was unconventional, but I can see why people were like, this is taking a while to get to the point. But I was all in on it. I thought it was really good. But it was because it's a concept that you can sell to a studio. Oh, a hand that possesses you. That's great. And it just took a very it just took a very unconventional story, story to get there. I just think that's a success story right there, in my opinion.
But I think what made Talk to Me so successful is because it was a movie about grief.
Yes.
Who wouldn't want to talk to someone who passed away if you had a chance to speak with them?
So the filmmakers said that Talk to Me was based on drug use. And if you really think about it, when people are in this party and they're doing drugs, and you see how, taking a fentanyl or whatever it is, or a crystal meth, and you see them ODing in the crowd, like that's where the idea birthed from, was drug use at a party.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I like that.
But to get back to Deadpool, I do want to say that I do want to say that outside of the cameos, outside of the action set pieces, I do think they did very well with the music. I think that the choices in music were really good. They fit the movie very well. I think that's kind of also why I like Monkey Man. That scene where
I haven't seen Monkey Man I haven't seen it yet. I know.
I don't want to say that.
It's on my queue.
You need to see it, because there's a certain scene in a club that the music. I literally went and found that song from Swedish House Mafia. Right.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's the scene where he thought he was going to fulfill whatever he wanted to fulfill. That's what I'm going to say. And you should know what I'm talking about. And and that scene, it reminded me of when I saw Blade in that scene in the club where they had that music. Oh my God.
And then all the blood came down.
Yeah, oh my God. Like the music has to match the movie. You know what I mean? And I think Deadpool did a pretty good job with that. Yes, more on the jokey side, but it still fit the scenes. So I think I give the musical score. I give the musical score. According to your rating system, I would give it like a silver or gold. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoyed the movie. I will have to say that I really enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
Plot or not, like, you know what I mean? It's Deadpool. What do you expect?
We're listening to Madonna. What is it called? Life is a Prayer?
Yeah.
Like a prayer in a fight sequence. That's not what the song was supposed to be for.
It's not.
But it worked.
They actually met with Madonna, and she actually had some part in how they used it for the movie. Honestly.
I will say, they found a way. I will commend that they find a way to make certain songs that are not meant for certain, situations to fit and actually make it fun. So I would agree on that, because I've seen music like that, like the first Suicide Squad, where I'm just like, oh God, now we're gonna hear Slim Shady. Now we're gonna hear,
DMX.
DMX. X is gonna give it to you. Okay. It was an interesting idea to use that song, and it worked. It worked so good. It
did work. It did work.
It was the best use of using just popular music for a film. It didn't just feel random. You know what I mean?
I even liked at the end of the film when they were doing all the cameo, not cameos, but all the montages of
behind the scenes
of all the old movies that they were playing. Like they were playing Green Day. It's something unpredictable.
Oh yeah. And it made sense. Yeah. That's a
classic. Emotional a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It touched you. One thing I did take from the movie that kind of upset me a little bit. They were trying so hard with the obscenities with Wolverine, because I guess he's never been able to curse in other movies.
Like so many F words.
Oh my God! It was like, all right, we get it. You can curse in this movie. Right. Congratulations. Yeah.
It takes the girth out of the F word. You hear it all the time, The post-credit scene, that was some good cursing.
Post-credit scene, which one?
The last one
with Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, that was good. That makes sense, because you would have. He didn't even.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good when he went in on Cassandra.
Because that's Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
We finally got to see Channing. What's his name? Channing Tatum as Gambit. I don't know about you, but I would love to finally get a Gambit film, because I thought he played that role to a T.
I think he was intentionally cosplaying as Gambit as a joke the entire time, because the costume looked so uncomfortable, and so accurate, and the accent was so bad. He was intentionally cosplaying, and I think that was the joke. I think that was hardcore. That was the joke. Like from top to bottom, he was so accurate, and the voice was so accurate that it was just so comical, and I love that. I thought it was so funny. But I don't think they were like, no, we're gonna make sure that he's a good version of Gambit. He says, no. We're gonna be comics accurate so they can see how ridiculous he looks and sounds.
I would say that the costume killed me. Didn't like the costume. If they gave him the look that they have in the new Marvel, the new X-Men '97, if they give him that look with the longer hair, more rugged, because he looks so clean, and, like prim and proper in this movie. But as far as his action scenes, his fighting, I would love to see that in a movie. Like, and actually, Gambit actually have it. People don't understand. Gambit is almost like an Omega level mutant. Like, he's one of the strongest mutants there is. Like, if you look up like X-Men and all that, he's one of the strongest, and people don't know that. They always give him like this more lowly type of look, but Gambit is amazing. And yeah, I agree with that accent where he sounded really ridiculous. Couldn't understand half the stuff he was saying. But I think I would like to see a Gambit movie.
Is there any Easter eggs that you guys caught?
I can't remember.
Oh, there were so many. I mean, I love the dig at, well, first off, the different versions of Wolverine was amazing because each one is from a certain part of the comics. So it was really deep, like deep cuts. Like the one, the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine with the missing hand. Like that is like deep cut. Or the one where he's on the X thing.
On the X, yeah.
Like these are all deep cut comic books, accurate stuff that I really like. The patch, like those are stuff for people that have read the comics for years. So I really love even the short Wolverine. I'm like, oh my god!
I mean, that is
because
yes.
So those are the things I loved it. You know, and I mean, and even the Henry Cavill Wolverine was just like such a I like that because, but I wonder if they were testing out to see how the audience felt about him as Wolverine.
I think everybody loved it. The only thing is, they already said that Hugh Jackman was too tall for it. Now they're gonna choose an even bigger guy. Henry Cavill's huge. You know what I mean? Like he's a huge guy.
He's a huge dude. That's a big dude.
But no, I do agree that those I feel like Wolverine had more Easter eggs than even Deadpool did.
Also, the when Jennifer Garner, when they were like, "Oh, Daredevil died," she goes, "It's okay." I was like, "Oh shit!" I caught that.
Yeah.
She was like,
I didn't catch that till after. That was a delay for me.
The X-23, there was an Easter egg where she put the glasses on that Logan gave her.
Yes, from Logan.
There was that. You know what I mean? I caught that one. The Alioth thing, that big smoke dragon, like to me, I was like,
well, that was from Loki.
Yeah, I know that was from Loki. But I don't know, certain stuff, the whole TVA thing, that's kind of new because that was never part of the comics. That's part of this new old.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
that's all part of the comics.
It is?
Yes, sir.
TVA part of the comics? I've never seen it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. But unfortunately, the multiverse plan has not rolled out the way they wanted to. You know, people are not vibing with it. Jonathan Majors, you know, so I think that they're looking to quickly pivot away from the multiverse because I think your basic audience is like, I don't understand this. What do I have to watch to understand this? I don't want to do that, which is what's happening right now. Like people are like, I don't want to watch Loki to watch this. I don't want to have to watch. I don't want to watch, this WandaVision to enjoy Doctor Strange 2. Like, why do I have to do? No, I'm not doing that. So I think there's a big course correct that is coming from Marvel where they're just gonna wrap up this multiverse stuff right away, pretty soon, probably with Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is is where multiverse ends. You know,
I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel movie fan. So although I go to see all the Marvel movies with my friends, the DC cinematic universe is not that great. But I will say that their cartoon films are the best superhero movies ever. Would you guys not agree with that?
I'm waiting for the Batman Beyond film because the cartoon was amazing to me.
Yes, it was. Yes,
It was a good cartoon. It was a good cartoon.
What were you
So
gonna say?
I tried to sit through that Infinite Crisis thing, and I couldn't get through 15 minutes of it. It looked
Oh,
so
wow.
bad.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if you saw it yet. It's their newest cartoon.
I
I
didn't
feel
see
like it's declined a bit, but I'll say that Harley Quinn show and the
Birds
Kite
of Prey?
Man show.
Poison.
No, the
Yeah.
Harley Quinn cartoon on
Okay.
Max.
I
Okay.
didn't see it.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. Okay. So here we go. Harley Quinn cartoon is full on adult cartoon humor. It is so funny. It's like Batman has like Jim Gordon in it. And Jim Gordon's always trying to get deep with Batman, and Batman's like, I'm not doing that. It's just like some of the funniest DC raunchy humor you will ever find. You will have it's Deadpool humor with DC cartoons.
Got
So
it.
funny.
Got it. I'm gonna check it out.
Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of this show, for this panel. I really could not wait to talk about this with people, and I definitely learned a lot that I didn't even catch in the film when I first watched it. So until next time, everybody, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Later.